Oh, spotlight. What? It seems to be done. That's so cool looking. Let me back up a little bit without tripping over things. Yeah. So, what I ended up doing was I ended up shortening these down because they were way up there and there's going to be candles on them and stuff like that. So I wanted them lower. Um, I decided not to fully attach the pillars and the tombstone because now like trying to put all because there's two pieces of pipe there's one there and one there, so the rebar, there'll be four pieces of rebar for this. The problem is I then have to try to figure out where those rebar go, and without making a jig really, which I could do, is that I would have to then lower this onto it and hope to God without that falling down and things like that. It would only be great stuff down there, and I would probably put some skewers or something in there to hold it, or some rods or something. But I thought, you know what? I'm going to end up storing this thing in a shed, so I need to be able to take it apart. So this whole thing comes out from that piece all the way up, same with that one, and then the tombstone itself comes apart. So the tombstone will go underneath this, and then these two will stack on top of this part right here, and it can be stored. And these are actually pretty level from right there to right there. They're the same width as the bottom bases, so they can actually sit flush, and I could actually store it all together. Anyway, so it'll be stored all as one piece. The original idea was to have like a cloak hanging down from his head, but it would just look kind of weird with the frame and everything of the with the countdown clock. The countdown clock itself is thanks to Kevin Bigzake, Malort lover, over in Chicago. I had one that one of the numbers went out, and so he got one from Spirit before they got rid of all the rest, and so he had an extra one. So he sent that to me a couple years ago, and I finally been able to use it. So thanks to Kevin, I have my second countdown clock. The other one's in the stocking for Christmas. The other thing I was going to do was I was going to make it that this is modular, so I can actually pop this out, and I could have popped it into the Christmas one if I only had one. So either way, I'm still going to have it. But it's in a shadow box. These are $10.99 at Hobby Lobby, and the problem with the old one was that for Christmas is that the water was getting in there, and so this, while it's not waterproof, this will actually be set back a little bit more inside. And in Texas, we get a lot less rain in October than we did in Oregon, so the rain won't be an issue on this. But if it does happen, it's not going to get directly in there, and I actually probably will put a bead of silicone down here just because. But the thing is, the water would need to get on the back side of this and get into it. And where before it was coming in the back, and I actually kept the piece of foam, it's right there, that I can actually put back here to cover this up. And I probably will, I'll shave it down so that it's not as thick, obviously. But yeah, so it's just a shadow box, and it's really cool. So really the elements on this, because there's several elements. You have foam, you have 3D printing for the trees, you have electronics for that, and then I was gonna do monster mud, so that would have been the third one, but there's paint. So really this could have been a 4 material project, utilizing almost all parts of Halloween: monster mud and foam and paint and 3D printing and electronics. So 5 parts, but yeah. So we 3D printed our logo, and originally they were black, but I decided to make them red. Ashley confirmed that they should be red, because then they will definitely show up, and I really like that. The finishing touches on this will be there'll be a big round candle on each of these. I don't know if it's going to be real or if it's going to be a fake one that's not LED. But then also there'll be some candles down here. That will be a mix of like 3D printed or PVC ones and real ones, or not real ones, but LED ones from like Hobby Lobby or whatever. So those will come in later because I don't want to buy them right now. So this is technically done, but there will be candles down there, candles right there. The other idea, and I'm going to work on it tomorrow night, is I was thinking about putting a 3 light LED strip on both sides of the inside of this pillar here. And what it would do is it would light up this days until Halloween. And while it won't light up the entire piece, which is what the floodlight's for, I might like that a little bit better. It might be cooler for Halloween, like leading up to Halloween, like, because you've got this starts at 99 days. So this will go out at 99 days. Once I get to like 30 days or 31 days, maybe October 1st is when I would put the spotlight on there. So I'm thinking that if I put the two LEDs right there, it'll still light up days until Halloween and maybe cast a little eerie glow on the guy up there. But that would allow me to not have to have this floodlight out there and just do 12 volt out there until until 30 days out. So 31 days out. So yeah. That's basically. Oh, I just noticed that. I probably should have gotten a little more paint down there, but that's okay. It's aging already. So, all right. Well, this is done, so to say. I ended up there's the old pillar that was right there. I ended up making another one because I didn't like how skinny that one, and it was kind of misshapen. So I like that one better. It matches that one a lot more. Probably the only thing, and this will be fixed when I get it into the ground, is that this is not technically straight on here, because it's foam and it's hard to make it circular. So, but it looks cool. I like it. So, yeah. I think I did a good job. And this only took technically 2 days. I worked on it Saturday and finished it today. So 2-day project. And the only thing left to really do is just the candles with it and finish up the. I got to put some secure. I take a wire hanger and I cut it into little sections and I put it in each corner of the front so that it doesn't fall forward. And then I put like at least two, like one there and one there on the back. And then I put the piece of foam back in there to keep it from going back and forth in the wind. So the wind would damage this more than anything. But once the PVC is in there, the PVC goes up to about the top of the A there and the top of the E. So that's pretty good. It's probably more than 12 inches. So that should keep it up really well. If I really feel like there's going to be an issue with it, I may get a piece of like 1x2 and paint it black and actually attach it to the back of the picture frame at an angle going backwards to keep it from moving. But it should stay with that rebar. It should stay just fine. It's a solid piece of foam. It's freaking 3 inches thick or whatever. So it ain't gonna go nowhere. So all right, well, I call this done. The March prop is done. Now on to a second March prop. I wonder what it will be. Hold on.